Hey, we think we've got a pretty good game for you tonight on the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel. We're at Ridgeline. A great game played here last week, Skyview and Ridgeline. Skyview comes out on top in a nail-biter. A three-point win, a field goal with less than 10 seconds to play to seal that game. In a game that Ridgeline played well enough to win. Logan did win their nail-biter, 21-18. They were cruising at the half, 14-3 against Bear River, and then had to hang on and make some big plays, including some fourth down conversions. One of them a 27-yard touchdown by Jalen Sargent to put that game away and go to 2-0 in region play. Ridgeline can't afford to fall back any further in region play, and Logan wants to keep on rolling, get to 3-0, and have a chance at a region title. Logan's offense has been pretty good. Ridgeline's offense has been awesome. Which defense is going to slow the other one down? Find out tonight on the Game of the Week.
I have been up and down with my weight for my whole life. I've always wanted a body that looks like something very specific in my mind. Even when I was at my best, I never got there.
Today we're hitting the Fusion.
Over the last 3 months, I've lost 33.5 pounds of fat working out on the Fusion CST. I can do a 30-minute workout, and I have done cardio, strength, sweat my ass off, and I'm done for the day.
I'm your iFit trainer. Let's work.
It honestly felt like somebody was in the room encouraging me to push harder.
We're going in 3, 2, 1, let's go.
It felt like this person's attention is literally on me right now.
Who wants those abs? Who wants to
and
work
I'm going
for
to
them?
push myself to not let them down.
We're hitting everything right
I
here.
never thought I would have abs. I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh, there's a couple of abs.
Nice work.
I always had a vision of what I wanted my body to look like. I've achieved that now, and that makes me feel incredibly proud. Thanks to Nordic Track.
Wendy's is saying thanks for making the Junior Bacon Cheeseburger America's #1 bacon cheeseburger by giving you more of what you love. Introducing Wendy's Giant Junior Bacon Cheeseburger. Double the beef, double the bacon, and now it comes in a giant meal for $5 with nuggets, fries, and a drink. There's absolutely nothing junior about it, except the price. Get Wendy's $5 Giant Junior Bacon Cheeseburger meal before it's gone.
So I had a chance to talk with Coach Travis Cox earlier this week, and I asked him about, hey, high school kids, right, 16, 17, 18 years old, coming off a tough loss, an emotional game against Skyview, and then losing it in the last seconds. Would there be a problem getting that team focused for this week against a Logan team that's surprising everyone in the region? And he said, no, absolutely not. These kids are focused. They're ready to go. They bring a good attitude to practice, and they want to get the taste of that loss out of their mouths and get back on the winning track. He says they have to get better between the 30 and 50-yard line. Their defense played well last week. In fact, they held Skyview to only 10 offensive points, but they just have a few more things they have to do a little bit better. They're excited for Logan, no letdown. Logan has good players. They're very dangerous. They have to keep their assignments defensively, Coach Cox tells me. And a big challenge for their defense, those two wide receivers, Jalen Sargent and Gage Jensen. He feels like they have a good game plan to try to keep them under wraps. And he says if we execute defensively, we should be all right. We're going to find out coming up here really quick on the Game of the Week.
Say the word base. Say the word mess.
Bring back what you've been missing. Bring back Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology. Bring back what you've been missing. Bring back Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology.
The Game of the Week on the Valley Channel is brought to you by Icon Health and Fitness, changing lives with fitness innovation. Wendy's of Cache Valley, it's way better than fast food, it's Wendy's. Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology, bring back what you have been missing. Palmer Home Furnishings, our low overhead means higher quality at lower prices. Aspen Dental, get that gorgeous smile you've always wanted. Custom Fence Company, privacy, security, peace of mind. Anderson Seed and Garden, growing better gardeners. The Logo Shop, we logo stuff, all kinds of stuff. KSM means music. Music is all we do. The Factory Pizzeria, we're open late after the game. And the Valley Channel, Cache Valley's TV station for over 30 years. Hello everyone and welcome to the Valley Channel Game of the Week. I'm Eric Olson and tonight we're in Millville as the Ridgeline Riverhawks play host to the Logan Grizzlies. I hope you enjoy this one tonight because I think it's going to be a good one. Ridgeline coming off a tough loss right here against Skyview last week, a game that came right down to the last 10 seconds and a late turnover that bit the Riverhawks. Caden Cox was 20 of 33, 272 yards and a touchdown. Defensively, they held the mighty Skyview Bobcats to 10 offensive points and 225 total yards. They piled up over 350 yards of their own, and they lost the game to the number one Skyview Bobcats 17-14. Logan won 21-18 over Bear River last week, up 14-3 at the half. Logan converted multiple fourth downs, including one for a 27-yard Jalen Sargent touchdown, one to Gage Jensen to seal the win. And it was a big win. They kind of game that Logan would have lost last year. They're a program that's taken some steps forward. Ridgeline, a program that's kind of arrived at the mountaintop, and they want to show that they are a contender. And they want to get back on the winning track tonight, playing host to the Grizzlies. We're going to take a timeout, and when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about these two teams and have the kickoff. You're watching the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel.
Your password is password, and everything you own is gray, Mike.
I thought you liked Basic, Mike.
That was before I had Wendy's Made to Crave chicken sandwiches. Now I know I can do better than Basic.
Upgrade from Basic with 3 new sandwiches on Wendy's Made to Crave menu. The barbecue chicken sandwich, avocado BLT chicken sandwich, and the sauce and bacon chicken sandwich. At Wendy's, we got you.
I need to take a long drive at exactly the speed limit.
For the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rockets irregular, the bombs bursting in their gay proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
A nice rendition of the national anthem here at Ridgeline High School as we get set for a big game between the Logan Grizzlies and the Ridgeline Riverhawks. Logan averaging 305 total yards per game, Ridgeline 398. Logan 21 points per game, Ridgeline 31 points per game. Logan gives up 24 points per game, Ridgeline gives up 19, but Ridgeline giving up 22 points per game in region play. And this one's going to be probably decided on a defensive play or two. Hey, the RPI is out. RPI is what these teams, they get ranked and how they decide who's playing who in the playoffs, what seeding they are. There's the formula to this is they have the modified winning percentage, which it's just complicated, okay? It's the schools, their own winning percentage. 45% of the formula is that. 45% is the winning percentage of the opponents they played, not the combined record of those opponents, but the winning percentage. And 10% is the percentage of the opponents' winning percentage. And Skyview right now in 4A is number 1 in the RPI, followed by Snow Canyon, then Ridgeline. Pineview, Park City, Stansbury, Mountain View, Ogden, Bear River, and Crimson Cliffs round out the top 10. They would all get first-round byes. Green Canyon coming in at 14, Logan at 15, and Mount Crest 17. Logan and Green Canyon, if the playoffs were to start tomorrow, would play at home in the first round, while Skyview, Ridgeline, and Bear River took the week off. Mountain Crest would play on the road. But still 3 more weeks of regular season to go as Logan puts this one on the ground, and it's going to be returned by Will Booth. Booth returns it up just across the 35-yard line, and that's where Ridgeline, led by Caden Cox, one of the top passers in the state, will take over. Ridgeline 4-1, 1-1 in region play, number 3 in 4A, number 18 overall in all classifications in the state of Utah. Caden Cox 108 of 158, 1,414 yards, 68% completion percentage, 11 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. And he's got White behind him. Noah White, the junior. 3 receivers to this side, 1 to the far side. DeMooney in the middle on this side. Keep an eye on him as they send a man in motion. Cox is going to hand it to White, and Noah White right down the middle. Look out! "52 yards for White right out of the gates. Jalen Sargent tracked him down, which is not a surprise. There's not many automobiles that Jalen Sargent couldn't catch. But Noah White with the big run, and he goes in motion. They're going to hand it off inside again, and another big hole. Two plays, 64 yards. Harris caps it off with the touchdown. 14 yards for Harris, right up the gut. Ridgeline comes out swinging. Murdoch on for the PAT. It took 32 seconds and the Riverhawks lead 7-0. You're watching the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel. It took 32 seconds for Ridgeline to get on the board. 2 runs, 66 yards, 65 yards, excuse me, and a 7-0 lead. Murdoch kicks off. He's going to put this one into the end zone, so the Grizzlies offense will take the field. An offense led by the junior Ridgeline transfer, Cody Kirk. Kirk 79 of 128, 1,014 yards, 62%, 10 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. And he's got himself a bunch of good targets, and they're all bunched up on the near side right now. And one to the far side, Gage Jensen is one, and here's Mason. Matt Mason, the transfer from Payson, picks up 4 yards. And he's been a key member of this Grizzlies team, mostly on defense. 81 tackles over 6 games. for almost 17 a game. And Mason motions out of the backfield. Kirk fires one in. It's in the air and it's picked. Evan Webb, the senior, picks it off. And the Riverhawks are in business at the Logan 40-yard line. Kirk put the pass in there, but there was a lot of hands. He threw into traffic and it got popped up in the air, and that's always trouble. And Webb, a very sure-handed receiver playing defensive back, pulls it down. And Ridgeline looking to blow the doors off this one early. See if they go to the air or stay on the ground. They ran a lot last week against Skyview. And Caden Cox is going to air it out. Stands in, unloads, White's there, and he picks up 14.
Laying on the coverage.
Laying on the tackle for Logan. That's a name you'll hear a lot defensively for Logan. So the Grizzlies on their heels. Already trailing 7-0. We haven't even played a minute of this ball game. Here's White right up the middle for 5. Cox on 2nd and 5 is going to throw the little comeback screen to Strat Simmons. Simmons stays on his feet, and Sargent knocks him down at the 11, a gain of 10. Simmons leads this team in number of receptions with 26. DeMooney leads in yardage. DeMooney's 21 catches, 385 yards, 18 per catch, and 4 touchdowns. Simmons, 26 catches, 319, and 3 touchdowns. And it's 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line. Ridgeline sends Webb in motion. They're going to hand it up the middle to White. And White still, even though he's kind of picking his way slowly through, still picks up 6 yards. 3 carries, 63 yards for White. His first touch of the game was for 52. They tried the middle again that time, and Logan doing a better job. And it's 2nd and 5, or a long 6. Cox throws to the edge. Simmons was there, but he was playing patty cake with the corner. And as he turned, the ball was just out of reach. He spent a little more time with his hands on that corner trying to separate probably than he would have liked to. DeMooney will come in with the play as Peyton Knowles heads to the sideline. DeMooney inside of Webb on this near side, and Simmons the far side. 2 backs in the backfield, Harris, I believe, and White. There goes White in motion. Yeah, Harris going to stand up and block for Cox. Cox bumps into one of his own men, and he goes down at the 1. Let's see where they spot him. He may have gone down before the 1, and it's going to be real close to a first down. It's going to be just short. So it's 4th down and a yard. And White heads for the sidelines. 4th and a yard just outside the 2-yard line. Under 9 minutes to play here in the first quarter. We're just underway, and Ridgeline's trying to go up 2 touchdowns. Packed backfield, they're going to give it to Harris, and he's submarined and taken down. In fact, he's submarined and taken down for a loss. The ball goes over on downs. Matt Mason was in there along with one of the defensive linemen, and the Grizzlies with the goal line stand. Loss of a yard. That's a huge play early in this ball game for Logan. And offensively, they're on the field and ready to go. They're going to hand it off. And they advance it out to the 5-yard line. That's Mason.
Mason, the ball carrier.
Picking up a yard. Oh, they gave him close to 2. Kirk's going to hand it to him again. And he's submarined as he tried to cut through. Looks like it was Branson Jones with the tackle. Mason still picks up about 3 yards. It's 3rd and 5. Gonna dial up something here. You don't want to turn it over. And in between the ashes, they've got a man, and it's Alejandro Trujillo. Takes it out to the 23-yard line. A gain of 14 on 3rd down. And a huge 3rd down conversion. They got man coverage with Webb up in the face of Sargent, and they're going to run the ball again to Mason. Mason heads the direction that Sargent was lined up at as he was out there blocking on Webb, and Mason picks up about 3.
The ball carrier. Webb and Galloway on the stop to the Riverhawks.
This is a Logan offense that can air it out and open it up. It kind of makes you wonder the way Ridgeline's offense is so explosive, if maybe Logan's game plan isn't to see if they can't run it and dink and dunk and control the clock. Sargent goes in motion. And here's a flag. Murdoch knocks down Kirk after he just throws it away, and the official's looking right at him. And he threw it away, and Murdoch took a step and a half and then hit him. Not super smart, because that's going to give Logan 15 yards. First penalty of the game. And it moves the ball clear out to the 42-yard line. So this is a drive for Logan that started after their little goal line stand and their 4th down stand inside the 3. And they're out to the 42 now. Snap over the head of Kirk. And the ball's recovered by Ridgeline. Will Booth picks it up. Kirk and one of his other backfield mates were chasing it. It kind of looked like Kirk slowed up, like maybe he thought the other guy was going to get there, and then Booth came out of nowhere and dived on it. So he's just talking about how Logan is doing such a good job on that drive and flipping the field, and now they've turned it over for the 2nd time. This time deep in their own territory at the 19-yard line after the snap goes over the head of Kirk. It's a 23-yard loss, and they lose the football. 6:43 to play in the first period. Ridgeline leads 7-0, and they're in business on the 19-yard line of Logan. Cox is going to throw. Swinging out to White. White looking for some room. He's got a yard. Lang with another tackle. Well, they're going to say he got nothing. 2nd and 10 for Ridgeline. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. White in the backfield. He's underneath. They're going for the end zone for DeMooney.
Pass intended for DeMooney.
DeMooney cut inside or outside, and Simmons cut inside, and Cox went to the pylon for DeMooney. It was just out of reach of Jovessa DeMooney, the BYU commit. His dad, Wanga DeMooney, playing at Utah State years ago. His brother playing at Stanford, Lavani. Some good football bloodlines in the DeMooney house. 3rd and 10. Last time Ridgeline was down here, they turned it over on downs. 3 receivers and 2 backs in the backfield for Cox. They're going to send Harris motioning out of the backfield. Blitz coming. Cox in trouble. Loses the football. Down he goes. They brought Sargent off the end on the corner blitz. And it's a big loss for Ridgeline. 11-yard loss for Caden Cox. He had nowhere to go. Now they're going to try a almost 47-yard field goal. Are they really going to do it? On 4th and a lot. They are right down the middle. Murdoch with a big leg. He got it! He got it! 46 yards, and it's a 10-0 lead for Ridgeline. 5:47 to play in the first quarter.
We're gonna give it a free nachos when they buy a large pizza. They just gotta mention to us and say, we hear they are in the Cache Valley channel.
And look at that deliciousness that they're gonna get right here. A free nacho. So anybody following the Valley channel, you come in, you say, we saw this ad on the Valley channel and we'd like to claim the free nachos.
Say, we're gonna give you a free nacho. You earn your nachos right there, automatic.
Murdoch just kicked a 46-yard field goal, had plenty of leg, and now he kicks this one off to the back of the end zone. Hey, we just came off that. We just saw the Factory Pizzeria free nachos with a pizza order. We got 12 interns. Can we get one of them to get out to the Factory Pizzeria and get me some nachos, please? Free nachos with your pizza order. They're open late. If you're watching us live and you don't want to miss anything, go over there after the game and get some free nachos along with that pizza. Seriously. Can't beat it. All right, Logan's dug themselves a 10-0 hole. Could be worse. They've turned it over twice and they've only give up 3 points on those turnovers. Here's Hoff with a gain of a yard. Logan looking to the sidelines for the play. Three receivers far side, 2 of them in a stack. And they're going to go to that stack to Sargent. Sargent trying to get up ahead of steam. And he never really gets his feet under him, but he still gains 8 yards. Now 7, 3rd and a yard and a half.
Pushed out by Harris.
Sargent's first catch. One of the top receivers in the state. And he's going to stay on that far side. Trujillo motions to the backfield. Ridgeline nearly off sides. Jensen and Roper to this side. Roper had a big game last week, Bear River. They're going to hand off up inside. And the pocket's still moving. Here comes a flag. And the sideline officials out near the 30-yard line. That's Looks like if they spot it there, that'd be enough for a first down. Let's see what the flag is. Came from the sideline official in the black hat that's talking to the white hat there. That's good enough for a first down where they're spotting it. It's a 2-yard run. It's a sideline warning. Oh, not only that, they're going to assess it. Usually they'll give them a warning, but they're going to assess this one as well. So not only is the first down by run, they get 5 more yards tacked on. Logan trailing 10-0, under 5 minutes to play in the first quarter. Trying to keep a drive alive without turning over. Lots of time for Kirk. Lots of time. Finds Jensen, who was standing in the gap there forever, just clapping his hands, waiting for the ball. He finally gets it. It's a 9-yard gain. He's a guy that's really stepped forward when teams are paying so much attention to Jalen Sargent. Gage Jensen, he's a weapon as well, and Roper has turned into one. The tight end number 4, Trujillo, can catch the ball. This is a good receiving core for this Logan Grizzly squad. There's Trujillo motioning into the backfield. And a turn and hand it to Mason. Mason has a gap. He's got the first down as he picks up 2. Well, Logan keeps on moving. This is where they got to earlier. Then the snap went over Kirk's head and was picked up by Ridgeline. Ridgeline, that 3-4 look. Coach Travis Cox switched him to a 3-4, said we got speed, let's use it, and it's paid dividends. They're looking for the screen. Instead, they go down the middle to Sargent. Sargent's got a first down. $17 yards. Kirk is 5 of 6 for 51 yards. He has thrown an interception. Roper and Jensen to this side, 2 receivers to the far side. They're looking for Sargent. He started inside, then worked his way back to the sideline, and Kirk put it clear out the sideline where nobody could get to it but Sargent, and Sargent couldn't even get there. Second down. It's a breezy night. We're up on top of the booth, and there's a pretty good breeze blowing up here. Looking at the flag down in the north end zone, and it's looks like it's whipping pretty good too. It's wind coming out of the south. They're going to hand it to Mason. Mason hit in the backfield and works his way forward for a couple. That's going to be 3rd and long.
Stopped by Knowles.
Knowles with the tackle. 2 for 2 on 3rd downs for the Grizzlies. Approaching 2.5 minutes to play in the first quarter. It's been all Ridgeline. The Grizzlies have had some drives going. They've turned it over twice, and this is their 3rd possession. Mason motions out of the backfield. Kirk looking for the screen over the middle, nobody home. 4th down, they were looking for Roper. That was a play that went big for him last week, and it has gone big for him throughout the season. Ridgeline was ready. Logan probably go for it here on 4th down and 8, a long 8. They're at the 35-yard line, 34-yard line of Ridgeline. Here's the pass, and it's complete to Gage Jensen. Still on his feet inside the 10, racing for the end zone, and he's knocked out of bounds before he can get there on 4th and 9. And there's a flag back at the 34-yard line. That was a 31-yard gain on 4th and 9. Let's see what the flag is. And they're coming back. Ineligible man downfield on Logan. So the first penalty of the night on the Grizzlies is a big one, and there's two coaches out there having a animated discussion with the official that threw the flag. It's a 5-yard penalty, and now it's 4th down and 14. See if that changes what Logan does if they decide to punt it now. 4th and 9, they get a 31-yard catch and run by Gage Jensen. And instead of 1st and goal at the 3, they've got 4th and 14, and they bring the offense out. They're playing 2 deep safeties. Kirk has to step out. Looks underneath, and it's not going to get there. On 4th and 14, they picked up 12. It was Jensen, and Ridgeline will take over.
First down, Ridgeline.
Boy, if you are Ridgeline defensively and Kirk's got that much time to throw, that's scary. But it doesn't look like they're really coming after him. They're choosing to play coverage. They came after him. Well, no, they really haven't come after him. That snap went over his head. They weren't really coming after him. Booth got on his horse and made a play. Cox firing in the seam. DeMooney on the run. Knocked down at the 50. 22 yards. DeMooney's first catch. He kind of stumbled a little when he caught it, or he may have been gone. Under 2 minutes to play and the clock running as the Riverhawks cross the 50-yard line, leading 10-0 over Logan. Logan with an untimely penalty and a couple of turnovers. Lots of time. Cox unloads, looking for Harris. PI. They had Mason one-on-one with Harris out of the backfield. They liked the matchup. It's 15 yards and a first down. Logan with another self-inflicted wound. Webb to the far side, Simmons and DeMooney to this near side. Harris is going to join Webb on the other side, and White's in the backfield. Logan bringing pressure. Cox off his back foot, and the ball falls incomplete. Boy, Cox didn't have much time. Caden Cox is 4 of 6 for 46 yards.
We also want to thank our Blue Boosters, Ken's Car Wash, Ellen Daddage Towing, Hart Ford Company, Henniger Enterprises, Serenoni, Silicon Plastics, and Summit Electric.
69 yards rushing in the first quarter here for Ridgeline. Most of it came on that first possession. Here comes everybody, screen a-coming. And Harris is going to be just shy of the first down. It's going to be 3rd and a yard.
Harris with the reception.
Ridgeline is 0 for 2 on 3rd downs. For everything good they've done in this first quarter. Murdoch on the field on 3rd and a yard. Tight formation. Cox up under center. They needed a yard. Looks like they picked up 2. Cox 3 carries, -5 yards. He took an 11-yard sack. 40 seconds to play in the first quarter, and the clock runs. Ridgeline with a 10-0 lead. And they're once again in Logan territory at the Logan 24-yard line. White goes in motion. They hand it up to Harris, up the middle. Big hole! Into the end zone, touchdown! Harris with his second touchdown run of the night. He's got 3 carries, 37 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Sargent came over from the corner spot to try to track him down, and Harris just kind of ran a little bit of an angle to keep him at bay and then powered his way into the end zone. PAT is good. It's 17-0 Ridgeline. You're watching the game of the week on the Valley Channel.
We started Palmer Home Furnishings 17 years ago on 10th West, and we started Mountain Ridge Furniture a couple years ago out here on the highway in Providence. And recently, kind of out of the blue, not really planned, we had somebody purchase our building on 10th West. The result was for us to merge the 2 businesses and bring it all into one out here in Providence. 3 blocks south of Macy's out here on the highway. You can't miss it. If you drive on the highway in Providence, you can't miss it.
2 Jaden Harris touchdown runs for Ridgeline as they lead at 17-0 with 22 seconds to play in this first quarter. It's been Logan miscues that are as big a story as anything. They've turned it over twice. They turned it over on downs, which is basically a 3rd turnover. They converted a 4th down and then had a penalty called, brought it back. Ridgeline's a good team that just really doesn't need that kind of help. And Logan in a big hole right now. Roper and Jensen to the near side. Trujillo motions into the backfield. Kirk, before he can hand it off, is stopped by a whistle. That's another penalty on Logan. Yeah, procedure. 2 penalties on Ridgeline. Logan just picked up their 3rd. Things starting to snowball a little bit for the Grizzlies. As Kirk's going to hand it to Mason. Mason picking his way. Ridgeline says they've got the football. And it almost looked like Mason had dropped it, but they are going to say he was down. He gains a yard. And Logan, I think, is going to just let the clock run out on this first quarter. It's been a nightmare first quarter for the Grizzlies and a great start for the Riverhawks. 17-0 our score here. Let's keep it right here. We just had a break just a minute ago. Let's keep it right here. So after 1 quarter of play, Logan really needs to get themselves righted, as that ship is listing heavily to port. You know, Logan, we talked about they give up 24 points a game. They're already at 17. They force a turnover per game. They're pretty good in that. But it's Logan that's turning the ball over. Logan scored 13 total points in their first 2 games. They've been averaging close to 30 points since, 27, 35, and 21. But this is not the way they wanted it to start. Hey, you know, the Ridgeline Boosters are down there cooking up a mess of great food each and every week. You got booster clubs all over the valley. With each team, this Ridgeline Booster Club, they sell the Hawk Dog, H-A-W-K, Hawk Dog. It's got bacon and mushrooms on it. Our producer, he comes up here
3.
He sits down with this plate of potato salad and pulled pork that just looked delicious, and then he starts telling me about the hot dog and the bacon and the mushrooms, all the while shoving pulled pork and everything in his mouth. Didn't bring any up to me. Nothing. He says, look, just because you're pushing 3 bills, I'm not, by the way, but I think he's trying to force me onto a diet. But hey, they put in lots of time, lots of good food, all parents volunteering. A big shout out to the Booster Club here at Ridgeline and all around the valley. Not a bad little run by Mason there, and it's going to be 3rd and 8.
Brings up a Logan High 3rd down.
As he picks up 7. Two for 3 on 3rd down by Logan. It's 3rd and 8. Kirk unloads another one off the hands of his receiver in the air, and a late hit on Ridgeline. Ridgeline playing aggressive, and that's the 2nd time tonight they've popped somebody a little bit late. Travis Cox is out almost to the hash, and he's hollering, and I don't think he's hollering at his players. I think he's hollering at the officials. Probably something about football, not two-hand touch, et cetera, et cetera. In many ways, they have made the game safer, and they have safety in mind for these players, and that's not a bad thing. Sometimes it's frustrating how far they've taken it in some ways, and that's a personal foul. And unsportsmanlike on Logan. So they offset, and they were both. They're going to run 3rd down again. Yeah, they weren't post penalty. They weren't post play. It's that line you walk, right? You want these kids to be safe, and you can't legislate all the contact out of what is a rough game. And sometimes it, comes down to the interpretation of the guys calling the play or calling the penalties. And that's up to them. All right, that's 4th down. Yeah, if they were post play and they offset, it should be 4th down. Logan's going to have to punt. Once again, a penalty pushes the Grizzlies back. Once again, they're going to have to reload that foot gun, because they've just about emptied it right into their toes. 3 penalties, 2 turnovers. That's 1 for each toe. They get the kick away. Takes a pretty good bounce, and it's still rolling. Heading toward the 30-yard line, and that's where it's going to stop. So 48-yard punt, and Ridgeline leads 17-0, and they'll take over at their own 30-yard line. Logan playing well coming into this game. Ridgeline coming off an emotional loss to Skyview, and Logan winning a couple in a row and coming in at 3-3 and 2-0 in region play. But it's been all Ridgeline so far tonight, and they don't look like a team that is having any trouble with focus. They are dialed into this one. 3 receivers near side, 1 to the far side, and 1 back in the backfield with Cox. He's in the pistol. Here comes Harris. He's going to motion across. Give it off to White. White cuts back inside, still on his feet. Tough run, but it's coming back because Harris turned upfield too early on his motion. Maybe an 11-yard gain. Harris turned upfield early on his motion. Let's see if that's what they called, because that's where the flag is. Unless they called a hold. You can't move forward on that motion before the snap, and they're going to call a hold, though. They'd rather it be the motion. That's only a 5-yard penalty. It took Ridgeline 32 seconds to score in this ball game. A 52-yard run, and then a 14-yard run, and they're in the end zone. The fans hadn't even got their masks adjusted. Cox with pressure coming. Hit from the backside. Stays on his feet. Somebody's got a hold of him, and now they're going to pull him down. Huge loss. Clear back to the 6-yard line, a 14-yard sack. Somebody hit him. He got away. And then he was running backwards at the time, then he gets walloped again. 2nd and many. They got to get out to the 40-yard line, so they're at the 6. It's 2nd and 34. Logan with a couple of timely blitzes defensively in this game, gotten to Cox a couple of times. They've made him uncomfortable. Here they come again, and they're going to run right into the blitz. Big hole! Cutting it to the outside and picking up a lot of that yardage back is White. 21 yards. He's got 84 yards in this first half. It's still 3rd and long, but instead of 3rd and 30 plus, it's 3rd and 12. Logan looking to get off the field and maybe get some decent field position. As Ridgeline's had the field position battle in their back pocket all game too. Blitz, screen. Cox got the pass away, but they weren't ready for it. They had to get rid of it a little quick, and Cox is not real happy as he comes to the sideline. 1 for 4 on 3rd downs now for Ridgeline. Cox is still walking along the sideline, putting his hands up in the air like, what's going on? What? And he walks up to his dad, Coach Travis Cox, and they're talking about it. And Murdoch in to punt. Murdoch with a low kick. This one got return written all over it. Picked up on the hop and returned almost to midfield. So finally the Grizzlies get themselves some field position. I think it was Hoff that picked it up on one bounce. There are a couple of Grizzlies out there near that football. It may have been Josh Thompson. Didn't see the number as they never really turned our direction. So the Grizzlies have it trailing 17-0 with 9:40 to play in the half. They're at the 49-yard line, their own 49-yard line. They've had a couple of drives going and haven't been able to hit pay dirt. Mason looking for a hole, cuts back inside, finds the hole, and he picks up 5.
Mason, the ball carrier.
With that rush, Logan is finally in positive yardage in the rush game. 23-yard loss off that snap that went over Kirk's head counts against the rushing stats. So now they have 4 yards rushing. Grizzlies taking a long time to get to the line. And on 2nd and 5, they're going to just get this play off. They give it to Mason again. They're patient again, and this time the hole closes, and he may have lost a yard. He did lose a yard. 10 carries, 25 yards for Mason. Logan not really huddling up, kind of go to the sideline, toward the sideline and look at the play. It's 3rd and 6. 2 for 4 on 3rd down for the Grizzlies. 8 minutes to play in the half. And Kirk's in the backfield all alone, 3-man rush. Kirk over the middle, has a man, it's Mason. First down.
Mason,
20 yards. Let's call it 19 from where they spot it. But a first down And the Grizzlies are in business. Mason with his second catch. Logan looking to put some points on the board, claw back into this game. It's a homecoming game for Ridgeline. It may be their last game of the season at home. I'll tell you why after this play. Turn around and give it to Moore or Mason, Matt Mason, and everybody's there. So Ridgeline slated to play Viewmont on a short week, on that UEA week, in 3 weeks right here. They're going on the road next week. They got at Skyview. Or excuse me, that's Logan. They're at Green Canyon, at Mountain Crest, and they'd have Viewmont at home. But Viewmont shut it down because of COVID right now. Kirk looking to the sideline, and it's just out of the grasp of his intended receiver, Cooper Pond. So Viewmont shut down for the next 2 weeks at least. Those were region games. There's some thought that Viewmont may want to try to reschedule those region games after their 2-week shutdown, which would leave Ridgeline out of a game. And that's a game we're supposed to do here on the Valley Channel, so that schedule could be up in the air. Ridgeline might just go ahead and let the game go as Logan calls timeout on 3rd down and 14. 3rd and 13. Ridgeline may not try to reschedule that game. But just like everything else in this stupid year, it's up in the air. Couple of scores. Skyview leads Mountain Crest 14-0. That one's near the half. And Green Canyon leading Bear River late in the second quarter, 7-3. That one's over at Bear River. So Logan talks about it. This is a big 3rd down. Probably is 4-down territory for the Grizzlies, trailing 17-0 with 7:01 left in the half. Here comes some late pressure for Logan. Kirk in trouble, off his back foot, and throws it out of bounds. 4th and 13. Ridgeline was coming with 3, then they sent a linebacker, and they were able to flush Kirk. Last time, Logan had 4th and long, they converted, and then it was brought back on a penalty, and they were a few yards short on their next play. So they're going to run another. They're going to run another play. They're not going to punt it away. Hoff is in the backfield with Kirk. Sargent in motion. 3-man rush. They're trying to set up a screen. It's not there. Kirk fires it incomplete over the head of his wide receiver. They were trying to set up the screen. Ridgeline just sat back. And they get off the field again, and Logan's 0 for 2 on 4th down. The way Ridgeline's rushing, the screens are going to be tough because they're not just pinning their ears back and sending a bunch of guys. They're rushing 3 and occasionally a 4th, and they were looking for the screen that time. So Logan once again has a drive stall in Ridgeline territory, and Cox in the backfield all by himself. Looking downfield, fires to Webb. Webb picks up a block. 26 yards for Webb. And Evan Webb, the senior on senior night, gets his first grab. He's already had an interception, and now he's got a reception. 6.5 to play in the first half. Ridgeline looking for more. Hand it off to White. Bounces it outside. And he's got first down yardage, a pickup of 11. Noah White's got 95 yards on 5 carries. A 52-yarder to start the game. A 21-yarder and an 11-yarder with 5 and 6 thrown in for good measure. Cox looking to the out pattern, instead goes up top. Knocked away, nice play out there by the defensive back.
Covered by Josh Thompson.
Cox is 6 of 10 for 81 yards. Run game has been a big factor for Ridgeline, and they go to the ground again. Here's White, right up the middle. White knocked down, but not until he gets inside the 15, and they're going to call a targeting probably on top of it. 19-yard run, and the Logan sideline not happy about that one, but that's how we've seen it called tonight. Half the distance to the goal, and it's at the 6-yard line. White with 114 yards rushing on 6 carries here in this first half. They need to move the chains. And the Logan coaching staff meets their team, and one of the coaches, it looks like Coach Bowen, he is right in the face of the white hat, having a very animated discussion with him. We've had both coaches haven't been happy with a couple of those personal foul type of calls that have come tonight. So the white hat goes and gets the ref that threw that flag. It says, here, you go talk to him. You go talk to coach. If they called like targeting, then that's a tough call, because I didn't see the official's motion, what he did, because I think it was Sargent that hit him, and he looked like he led with the shoulder. I mean, he hit him kind of high, but it looked like just a good hard hit, but I'm a lot farther away than the guy in stripes is. Big package in the backfield. Cox is going to fake the pitch, throw into the flat to Eck, who catches it at the 1. Nice tackle out there to save the touchdown.
Thompson on the coverage.
It's Thompson.
Second and goal.
Looked like Eck was going to walk in. Now they're going to turn and hand it to Harris, who's into the end zone. Touchdown. Harris with the hat trick. Four carries, 38 yards, 3 touchdowns for Jaden Harris, the transfer out of Roy. Murdoch has a 46-yard field goal along with a bunch of PATs, and it's 24-0. Ridgeline over Logan with 5:43 to play in the half.
Bring back what you've been missing. Bring back Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology. Bring back what you've been missing. Bring back Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology.
24-0, Ridgeline leads Logan. A little bit of surprise. I mean, I thought Logan would have a tough time stopping Ridgeline tonight. Ridgeline's just a very good offense, but I thought Logan would be able to maybe do a little bit more, but Logan's turned it over a couple of times, and they've turned it over on downs a couple of times. They've had things going, they just haven't been able to finish, and Ridgeline has taken advantage. Pretty good return as they set up the wall to this near side. Murdoch makes the tackle after a good return by Thompson out to the 44-yard line. Logan once again will have decent field position. They've driven it down inside the Ridgeline 30-yard line a couple of times, but nothing to show for it. And Jalen Sargent's been quiet. Ridgeline felt like they had a good game plan for him as Jensen gains about 6 on the out, and that shows you the arm strength of Cody Kirk, because that's an out to the far side, and Kirk put it right on the money. That's a long pass. That was from this near hash to the far sideline. Kirk looking again underneath, and this one knocked away by Booth.
Jason, the intended receiver.
And it's 3rd and 4. 3 of 5 on third downs for Logan. They went for it on 4th down plenty last week. That's something they do quite often. They're playing that cover 2. It's Kirk over the middle. He had Roper and he threw it behind him. And Roper had loads of yardage. And Kirk just fired it so fast. Roper turned, it was behind him, and now they're going to have to punt.
Don't forget to stop by the concession stand or Farrell and make a donation.
That's when they'll look at the film and just go, ah. With that cover 2 and those safeties deep like that, and worried so much about Sargent taking the top off it, your tight end ought to have some room to work. But they haven't gone over to him many times. They just get the kick away as it's a low snap. And it rolls inside the 10-yard line to about the 9. And Ridgeline will have it there with 5:09 on the first half clock.
Remember the river
and a 24-0 lead.
Have all the latest news. Once a Riverhawk, always a Riverhawk.
Bear River leads Green Canyon 10-7 at the half. Skyview leading Mountain Crest 14-0 at the half. Mountain Crest and Green Canyon last week. Mountain Crest really played well defensively in that game, and so did Green Canyon. It was a good defensive battle, 10-6 ball game. I mean, came right down to the last play. But Mountain Crest looks like maybe they've kind of, their defense, maybe they've kind of found their defense. They've struggled there. Here's the give right up the middle and just pushing his way for 7. I believe that's White.
Noah White, the ball carrier.
It is. White's got 121 yards on 7 carries. That'd be a big half even if he didn't have one of those runs wasn't 52 yards. Second and 3. They're going to fake the fly sweep and give it to White. And White's going to advance it out to about the 24-yard line. 8 more yards for White. For all the numbers Ridgeline puts up throwing the ball, last week they ran it a lot against Skyview. And ran it well. And tonight, they're really running it. Here's White, waiting, turning it upfield, and picking up 4.
White, the ball carrier. Lang on the stop for the Grizzlies.
Lang with another tackle. Ridgeline looking at Jeremy Livingston on the sideline, who's calling the plays. Simmons to the far side. DeMooney's with Webb on this near side, and 2 backs in the backfield. Logan wants a timeout on 2nd and 6.
We want to thank our green boosters, Abode and Company Real Estate.
3:36 to play here in this first half. It's been all Ridgeline. Logan's been the surprise of Region 11 so far. They started 0-2, lost a heartbreaker to Provo, and then they've won 3 of their last 4. They were picked 6th in this region. The coach's poll said, hey, they're still trying to build something out there. Yeah, they're 6th. And right now, they're tied for first place. But that's in serious jeopardy with still just over a half to play. They trail Ridgeline 24-0. The Ridgeline team that the coaches thought, yeah, that'll be a good team. Lost to Skyview on a last-second field goal. A lot of people you talked to that saw that game thought that Ridgeline probably should have won that game. But you know what? Skyview played winning football, and they made the plays to win. There's another run. Ridgeline came out of the gates swinging a hammer.
White, the ball carrier.
And they've kept swinging it.
Good for a first down.
As White picks up 6.
Cox on the play for the Gooders.
Nothing fancy. 139 yards on 10 carries. Here's a little swing, and the ball's free. This could be a turnover if it was a backwards pass. And that right there is kind of the difference in these games. In this game, Eck turns and gets to it. Logan did it earlier, and Ridgeline beat him to it. That's a huge loss. And that goes as a fumble for Cox because it was a backwards pass.
The pass considered a lateral.
That's a 20-yard loss. We got whistles again. Cox on the ground is minus 39 because of a couple of sacks, and then that 20-yard loss would go as a fumble toward him. Because he threw it backwards. It wasn't caught. Maybe it should go to Eck, but I've got the score sheet. I'm going to say. Caden, if you don't like it, your dad's got my phone number. I'm sure you'll be okay. Here they go up the middle. And White says, that's fine, I'll just pick up more yards. $14 for White. 153 yards on 11 carries for White. He's averaging almost 15 yards a carry. Logan has no answer for the Ridgeline running game. Coming up on the 2-minute mark of the half. White in the backfield with Cox, 2x2 on the receivers. See if they go up top. The safety's creeping up. Now we're under 2 minutes. Cox down the sideline, wide open is Strat Simmons. It's a foot race. Touchdown. .73 yards and the touchdown for Strat Simmons, who was so wide open. He could have reached down, tied his shoes before he caught that one. Right on cue, I said, hey, wonder if they'll go over the top. The safety's creeping up. That's exactly what they did. Murdoch with the PAT, and it's a 31-0 ball game. Ridgeline opening up a can on Logan here in Millville. 1:45 to play in the half on the game of the week.
Bring back what you've been missing. Bring back Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology. Bring back what you've been missing. Bring back Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology.
Ridgeline putting it on the Grizzlies. 31-0, 73 yards. Cox to Simmons on 3rd and long. A little squib kick. Here comes Sargent. They finally put Sargent in a position. He finally got in a position to pick up the kickoff, and he returns it out to about the 41. He has been quiet tonight. Ridgeline's done a good job limiting him. 2 catches, 24 yards. 1:38 to play in the half. Logan hasn't been abused like this all season. They lost 41-27 to Highland of Idaho, Pocatello. We saw that game. We did that game. And Highland put it on him as well, and then Logan kind of came back and made it respectable as Mason picks up 4. But Logan this year, that was their worst loss, that 41-27, that 14-point game, and a game where they turned it over a couple of times when they were in position to probably score. In this game, they turned it over early a couple of times, but they held Ridgeline to just 3 points directly off those 2 turnovers. 3-man rush. Kirk throwing another pick. It's Harris. Through the hands of his receiver and right into Harris's. Kirk with 2 interceptions, and with 1 minute to play in the half, Ridgeline's at the 42-yard line. And I have zero doubt that they'll go for more points. They may go up top right now. Let's see what they do. Boy, Cody Kirk's just kind of had a nightmare night. Ridgeline's dropped 8 guys most of the night. They've dropped 8 guys into coverage. Kirk's had time. He just can't find receivers. And that time, he's had a couple of times where he's been behind him. He just hasn't been able to dial in. He's got a big arm. But it doesn't matter how big it is if you don't put it where your receivers can catch it. And the junior's having a night he'd probably like to forget. And he's got a lot of big games and good games ahead of him, that's for sure. But this first half has been tough for him. Meanwhile, Jaden Harris, 3 touchdowns rushing and 1 interception. He's putting in some work. He and Noah White. White, 11 carries, 153 yards, but he hasn't been in the end zone.
These are all complete custom prints. Edge Hill Trucking, Logan Group Benefit, Neutralized with Beauty Card, Sorensen Financial, the Edge Dance Company, and Visionary Homes.
Ridgeline took a timeout to talk about this. I really think that they want to throw the knockout punch right here. Sargent is matched up with DeMooney. That's who I'd kind of look for. Here comes the heat. And they go downfield, and Simmons had a step. But Cox had to get rid of it just a little early because of the pressure coming. 8 of 13 for Cox, 160 yards and a touchdown. He hasn't turned it over. His rushing totals look bad because of a backwards pass that wasn't caught and kicked back a bunch of yards and a couple of sacks. Logan's gotten after him. They've gotten pressure on him. Here they come again with everybody. They get it to Simmons. Simmons with a man on his back. It's Hoff, and Hoff takes it away. Hoff takes it away. That's Logan football. That's Logan football. They're talking about it, but they stood him up. Hoff reached in there and tore it away and was heading the other way with it. And they hadn't blown the whistle yet. The only thing they could say is maybe that his forward progress was stopped. Let's see what they say. Personal foul, face mask on Logan. Wow. Logan with their first penalty of the second quarter. And it's a big one, 15 yards, so no turnover. And not only that, here's 15 more yards for you. .36 seconds and the clock moves. Ball at the 37-yard line of Logan. Cox in trouble again, steps out of it, has a man in the flat, it's White. White scooting to the sideline and out of bounds after a gain of close to 15. 15 yards, and that's what Caden Cox does for you. He keeps plays alive. White 3 catches, 29 yards, 22 seconds, and the clock stops. Ridgeline has 2 timeouts left. If they put it in the end zone here, the second half starts with a running clock. Meaning even when the ball would usually be dead, they'll keep the clock running. Once you get over 35. Webb in motion, comes back the other way. They fake the give, now they get White out into space. White inside the 5, at the 2, 21 yards. Cox is over 200 yards now, and White now has 4 catches for 50 yards to go with his 153 yards rushing. 203 all-purpose yards for Noah White in this first half. And with 13 seconds to play, it's 1st and goal at the 2. Ridgeline looking to break the back of the Grizzlies. And they have to take a timeout, does Ridgeline. And they aren't thrilled about it. Coach Cox wanted him to get up there and get that play in and get in the end zone. It's a breezy night. Ridgeline's been throwing into the wind here in this second quarter. It hasn't hurt them any. Simmons wide to the left. Webb to the right. Knowles is your tight end. Harris is the H-back, and White is your tailback. Let's see if they try to get White a touchdown to go with all these yards he's got. Harris in motion. They're going to give it to White. White avoids one tackle, into the end zone for the score. Noah White, 12 carries, 155 yards, and a touchdown. 7 seconds to play in the half. And Ridgeline set for the extra point. It's been all Riverhawks tonight. Murdoch with the PAT. So Murdoch's got 5 PATs and a field goal, a 46-yard field goal to his credit tonight. Cox is 11 of 16 for 206 yards and a touchdown. Noah White, 155 yards and a touchdown on 12 carries. Jaden Harris, 3 touchdowns and 38 yards on 4 carries. Simmons, 3 catches, 93 yards, and a touchdown. We're in the first half. Murdoch will kick off. The last 2 have been returnable, and Logan's gotten good returns off of both of them. He is kicking into that wind here in this second quarter. And this one makes it to the end zone. He kicked that 46-yarder earlier. I had no idea he had that kind of a leg. That's pretty good high school leg. See if Logan tries to uncork something or if they just take a knee and get into the half. Logan hasn't been thrown around like this all season. Yeah, they've lost 3 games. Stansbury game that wasn't a great game for them, but they've competed. They've competed even in those 3 losses. And that's not what's happened here in this first half. So they're going to get to the locker room and see if they can draw up something a little better. And Ridgeline's going to go to the locker room and see if they can just keep it going as they roll to a 38-0 first half lead.
Talent is important in every sport, but when you get on the field, it's who wants it more, who's willing to work harder for it. And that's what I love about it.
He was about 5 years old, and we went to a little routine eye check, and it turns out that he couldn't see with his left eye at all.
You know, your eyes are a pair, they're a duo, and amblyopia comes in when one of them gives up.
One eye is so much stronger than the other that the weak eye stops working, so you have to strengthen it.
I had wore a patch on my eye to school every day, and I just felt not as good as everyone else. I would come home and I'd cry sometimes because I was the freak of the school.
There were times when I got so angry on his behalf. How can these other kids treat you this way?
But it made me realize it's not that everyone's better than me, I just have to work harder than everyone. I needed to keep going until it made my eye stronger. So I wore that patch every day for 5 years, and when I finally got to take that patch off for the last time, it had made me a completely different person. But I still struggle with depth perception, things that come naturally to other defenders on the field, I have to work for. I was going to the gym and I was a much stronger player. I was no longer the guy getting pushed off the ball, I was the guy bodying people.
For technical ability, he's off the charts. He's an absolute winner, always gets the job done.
When you're fighting, you're struggling, you're working hard with your team, you're putting forth everything that you have, and then when you finally put the ball in the back of the net, it's the most beautiful feeling in the world. If you work hard at something, you can be successful. You can beat the odds. You just can't give up. My left eye gave up on me, but I didn't want to give up on my eye.
Before we go any further, let's remind people that you are open here at the factory, and you have been open all this time, and business is really good, and you'd still want to invite people in.
You know, the factory's been doing good, even this thing going in town and all over the world. We appreciate all the people from Cache Valley supporting all of these months and all these years, but this last month's been harder, but we're still here and we don't plan to go anywhere.
Right. Well, you've been here a long time, not you personally, but the factory's been here for decades, really.
Yeah, you know, I've been here for 28 years, so,
Right, so
that's a long time.
Yeah.
But I'm still happy to do my job, and I still enjoy it, and I appreciate the whole people of Cache Valley and out of Cache Valley to support the factory, and thanks to, and hopefully we do the best we can. And actually, we want to offer special for the people following us in the Cache Valley channel.
Okay.
We're gonna give it a free nachos when they buy a large pizza. They just gotta mention to us and say, we hear they out in the Cache Valley channel and you owe us a nacho. And we will honor the offer anytime.
And look at that deliciousness that they're going to get right here. A free nacho. So anybody following the Valley channel, you come in, you say, we saw this ad on the Valley channel and we'd like to claim the free nachos. Because they're not going to get it, are they? Unless they mention the ad.
That's correct. Yeah, if they don't mention, we can give it to anybody. But if you mention we saw you, say we're gonna give you a free nacho. You earn your nachos right there, automatic.
And there they are, so good looking. Tell us a little bit about other things that have been going on. You're busy here all the time. You have certain nights, don't you, that you do things on?
You know, we have a Monday night special for the families to come.
Yeah.
You know, they get a couple drinks for free when they come on Monday nights. And we have a Wednesday night for the college kids, and people want to get a little bit out of this, the stress relief we call it. We have $1 draft and a $4 nachos, and I think that's a pretty good way to the kids to go out of the campus for a couple hours and study and come enjoy a good time to the factory.
Definitely. Tell us where we are, Fernando, and how we can find you guys.
We're located in 119 South Main in the basement. So anytime, we open 7 days a week from 11 to 11, or on the weekends 11 to midnight. And when the game's on, we stay open long as we need. And people knows me. If you call me later and I'm still here,
yeah,
I'm still gonna make you food.
Yeah, because you do support local sports, right?
Yeah, you know, I support, you know, like Logan High, Mount Crest, Skyview, Ridgeline,
yeah,
Green Canyon, you know, the Aggies. After the games, a lot of people come, and that's how we stay in business, just by the local people supporting me. So I'm happy to do what I do.
Well, definitely a local institution that we're all really glad you're still here. And you're right here on Main Street. You can't miss it. It says the factory right outside here. Come on down. Claim your free nachos, because it doesn't get much better than free nachos, especially here at the factory. Thanks so much, Fernando.
Well, thank you, and I appreciate you guys for all the support for all these years, and hopefully we'll be here for a long time.
You will.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
The Game of the Week on the Valley Channel is brought to you by Icon Health and Fitness, changing lives with fitness innovation. Wendy's of Cache Valley, it's way better than fast food, it's Wendy's. Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology, bring back what you have been missing. Palmer Home Furnishings, our low overhead means higher quality at lower prices. Aspen Dental, get that gorgeous smile you've always wanted. Custom Fence Company, privacy, security, peace of mind. Anderson Seed and Garden, growing better gardeners. The Logo Shop, we logo stuff, all kinds of stuff. KSM means music, music is all we do. The Factory Pizzeria, we're open late after the game. And the Valley Channel, Cache Valley's TV station for over 30 years. We're getting ready to start the second half here in Millville as Ridgeline leads Logan 38-0 at halftime. It was all Ridgeline in that first half. Fireworks here tonight as the halftime festivities come to a close, as it's homecoming for the Ridgeline Riverhawks. Homecoming fireworks, and Right now, the Riverhawks are on schedule for it to be a happy homecoming. Logan with 4 yards rushing in the first half. 88 yards through the air, 92 total yards. Matt Mason had 26 yards on 12 carries. Kirk had one for -23. That's the snap that went over his head. Hoth had 1 for 1. Kirk was 9 for 16 for 88 yards, 2 interceptions. Logan also fumbled once and then gave it over on downs 2 other times. 27 yards on 3 catches for Jensen, 2 for 24 for Sargent, 2 for 23 for Mason, and Trujillo had 1 for 14. 4 penalties for 40 yards for the Grizzlies. They did sack Caden Cox twice, and they kept him moving and uncomfortable, but Caden Cox is good when he's moving and uncomfortable. For Ridgeline, 154 yards rushing, 206 through the air, 360 total. Noah White had 155 yards rushing and a touchdown. If they had 154 yards rushing total in the half, how do they have 155 yards from Noah White? Well, it's because Noah White had 155 yards and Caden Cox had -39. A couple of sacks and then a backwards throw that was counted as a fumble. Harris had 4 carries for 38 yards and 3 touchdowns. Cox 11 of 16, 206 yards and a touchdown. Simmons 3 catches for 93 yards and that touchdown. White 4 for 50. Webb 1 for 26. Harris 1 for 9. DeMooney 1 for 22 and Eck 1 for 5. Logan has put Sargent on DeMooney, so DeMooney's really been quiet because Sargent's one of those few guys that can kind of keep up with DeMooney. But Ridgeline's also done a good job on Sargent, keeping him quiet. And a lot of that half, Ridgeline dropped 8, rushed with 3. Every once in a while they would send another guy, but usually they were dropping 8, and Cody Kirk just wasn't finding his guys. So Murdoch will kick off, and Sargent steps into the end zone. He was trying to keep his feet on the field of play so he could return this one.
Ridgeline High School would like to thank Logan Regional Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, Rocky Mountain Emergency Specialist Physician, and athletic trainer Nate
Doesn't get any easier for Logan next week
High School athletes.
as they play Skyview. And Skyview was leading Mountain Crest 14-0 at the half. Green Canyon's taking a lead over Bear River 14-10 as Bear River led that one 10-7 at the half. Check that Skyview score in a minute and see if that one's still 14-0. Kirk goes up top, he's got a man and he leaves it short. Trujillo got behind DeMooney and Kirk left it short. Talking with some folks at halftime, and their clock runs even after the incompletion because of the 38-0 lead. Talking with some folks at the halftime, and one of them, Brad, made it a pretty interesting observation regarding the RPI. I'll talk about it in just a second. Kirk looks underneath, and it's incomplete again. He's looking for Mason. And now they're going to stop the clock, and why? It's a 38-point game. The clock should be running, even on an incomplete pass. Now they start it. So 3rd down and 10 for the Grizzlies. Kirk unloads. He's looking for Sargent. Put a lot of air under it, and it's picked. Returning it back inside the 30 is Strat Simmons as Kirk with his 3rd interception of the night. to go chase my roster. Blowing away up here. Kirk hung that one way up in the air. Put a lot of air under it to give Sargent time to run under it. But he put too much air under it, which is kind of impressive since the wind was blowing right in his face. But the result, unfortunately for the Grizzlies, is their 4th turnover of the night. And Ridgeline running the football if they've done so well tonight. 2 yards. On the run for White. I wonder if anybody told him how many yards he has at the half. See if they'll get him to 200. He's 43 yards away from it. Cox over the middle, hits Harris. Harris hit hard, it falls forward for about 7. Two catches, 16 yards for Harris. It's 3rd and 2. Ridgeline 2 for 5 on 3rd downs. Cox hands to White. White in the clear, needs a block. Flags back at the line of scrimmage. White runs it in from 20 yards out, but flags back about 3 yards downfield from the line of scrimmage, probably coming back. Wait for the call, and it's an illegal use of the hands on Ridgeline. So that's going to be a 10-yard penalty for Ridgeline, their first penalty of the second half. 40 yards worth on 4 infractions. Riverhawks will try it again on 3rd and 8. They might just run it right back up the middle again. Just switch the formation. Nope, they're going to throw it. Cox over the middle, wide open, and he misses him. DeMooney was so wide open. Sargent's been tracking DeMooney all night. I don't know if he was on him that time. DeMooney could have come out here and practiced all alone and been less open than that. Cox put just a little bit too much on it. Too much mustard on that hawk dog. 4th and 8. And the Riverhawks will go for it. I mean, this is about where they tried the field goal from before. Cox looks, fires, caught. 1st and goal at the 8-yard line. 18 yards on 4th down. I think that was Simmons. If it is, he's over 100 yards. He's at 111. Webb in motion. Cox rolls to the near side, has a man underneath. Harris with his 4th touchdown of the night. Easy does it. Harris with 3 rushing touchdowns and now 1 through the air. Cox with his 2nd touchdown throw. 14 of 20 for 239 yards and 2 touchdowns. Murdoch punches it through with 7:21 to play in the third quarter. Ridgeline leads Logan 45-0. $45-0, Ridgeline leading Logan with 7:21 to play in the third. And I really need to be honest here. I mean, I thought this was a game that was going to be tough for Logan to win. Ridgeline's a very good team. Logan's a team on the rise and a pretty good team by their own right. This is not something I expected. I did not expect a 45-0 game at all at any juncture. And it has just been all Ridgeline. 360 yards at the half. They're almost to 400 now after that turnover and corresponding drive. Here's the give on the end around to Trujillo. He's tracked down from the backside and pulled down for a loss. The tackle made out there by Luke Sorensen, the sophomore. And as I look out there, there are a lot of backup players playing on defense for Ridgeline right now. They've got a 45-0 lead. I would imagine Caden Cox is done for the night. Looking to see if they're warming up. Backup quarterback. Kirk throws the slant, and it's caught. A gain of 15 to Sargent. Trujillo motions into the backfield. They hand it to Mason. Mason pops it outside. Picks up 11.
Mason, the ball carrier.
A few substitutions made along that defensive line now for Ridgeline. Knowles comes back in. I think Murdoch's playing the end as well on the other side. They're going to give it to Hoth. Hoth right up the middle. Picks up 6. Roper's got to tie his shoe as Logan is in Ridgeline territory.
Knowles, Harris. And Branson Jones on the stop for the Riverhawks.
Second down and 4 as Trujillo once again motions to the backfield. They fake the give this time, and Kirk in trouble, and he's dragged down for a loss of a yard.
Kirk, the ball carrier, brought down by Carter Murdoch.
Murdoch makes it 3rd and 5 after the sack second sack of the night for Ridgeline. Kirk misses Trujillo. Flag comes late as Kirk goes down late. Trujillo hit after the ball goes over, and personal foul roughing the passer. Murdoch's coming off the field. I wonder if that's who they called it on. So a 15-yard penalty. None of the coaches are talking to him, so he may be just coming off the field to take a rest. I didn't see who it was. I saw he got hit after he released the ball, and Murdoch comes off and goes to a knee on the sideline. He came off because he's not feeling great. 15-yard penalty. And Logan has it at the 34-yard line of Ridgeline, of 3.5 minutes to play in the third quarter. They motion Sargent into the backfield. They fake the little swing to him, instead go over the middle. And it's caught down to the 20-yard line, 14 yards.
Roper with the reception.
Roper with the grab.
Galloway.
For Roper, it's his first catch of the night. He's been quiet, and he's emerged as a weapon for this Logan team. Under 3 minutes to play now in this third quarter. It's been a running clock because it's a 45-0 Ridgeline lead. Logan trying to get on the board. They've got the ball at the 20-yard line, 1st and 10. Kirk throws it over the middle. He was looking for Trujillo. It was tipped away. By Harris. Now they've got a mix of some starters in there. Now it is Ridgeline. The start of this drive, it was a lot of backups in there. And now they've slowly kind of mixed in more of the starters. I don't think they want to give up their shutout. Kirk against a 3-man rush, waits, unloads, nice catch. Inside the 10 is Sargent.
Reception by Sargent.
Sargent, 12 yards down to the 8. Four catches, 51 yards for Sargent. They've done a good job on Sargent. A minute and a half to play in the third in a 45-0 game. Hoff changes direction, and he stops short of the goal line. 2nd and goal at the 2.
Off the ball carrier, the stop by Booth.
Ridgeline, I think, is going to call timeout. Let's see. Yeah, Ridgeline calls timeout. See if they're going to switch up their defense. Try to keep Logan out of the end zone and preserve that shutout. So we're talking about that RPI discussion that we had, I had at the half, about how with RPI, it's kind of, a loss for Logan, a loss to a really good team like Ridgeline. That might actually end up helping their RPI because opponents' winning percentage is a big factor in that. So if your opponent is a good team, a really good team, and they keep on winning it, it doesn't hurt you as much as like it did before. Like if you're in a region race and you're looking for playoff seeding, it maybe doesn't hurt you quite as bad. It's an interesting dynamic with that new RPI. 2nd and goal with 1 minute to play in this third quarter. Logan trying to punch it in. Here's the give. Here's the run. Here's the score for Hoth. Hoth in the end zone from 2 yards out. Now Logan's going to work on their 2-point game. Might as well. You're down 45-6. Time to work on some stuff. They're going to roll Kirk out. He looks for the back of the end zone. Roper with a great grab. Nice grab by Roper in the back corner. And it's 45-8 as Roper hauls it in. We're going to keep it right here. We're under a minute to play in the third quarter. See if we can find Bear River leading Green Canyon 26-20, 3:16 left in the fourth quarter of that game. There's an injured Logan player down on the field right at the goal line. Kason Carlson with a 54-yard touchdown run, and it's 22-0. Skyview leads Mountain Crest. So Mountain Crest had held Skyview. Skyview scored immediately in that game. It was 14-0 at the end of one. It was 14-0 at the half and through the third quarter. And now Skyview gets into the end zone again. And Mountain Crest struggling yet again offensively. Looked like last year, last week, maybe they'd found their defense a little bit. But a lot of people lose their defense against Skyview. Oh, Telose Tupou was the Grizzly that was down. And you know those little dings, they hurt a lot worse when you're down 45-8. Let's see if Caden Cox goes back into the ball game or if they go to the backup. I think Jackson Olsen's the backup. Have to see who they put in there. Onside kick right to one of the Riverhawks. And Ridgeline will have it.
The onside kick taken by
Owen Monk jumped on it. No, they're putting Cox back in there. They're going to leave the offense out on the field. Simmons is out there. Knowles. Can see them all in the huddle. With 46 seconds left in the third and a 45-8 lead. Ridgeline brings their starting offense back out onto the field. Fake the in around to Webb and White back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. White only 2 yards so far in this second half. That's only his second carry after 155 in the first half. Ridgeline won't run another play as we go to the fourth quarter. 45-8. Ridgeline leads Logan on the game of the week.
At the end of the third, it's Ridgeline 45, Logan 8.
Vehicle won't start? We can fix that. Not running right? We can fix that. Won't stop? We can fix that. Auto Evolution, honest service at a fair price on Airport Road.
We start the fourth quarter. Eric Olson along with you at Ridgeline as the Riverhawks lead 45-8. Still throwing the football. Double clutching is Caden Cox, and Harris was intended target. And that double clutch cost him, and it goes incomplete. 14 of 21, 239 yards and 2 touchdowns for Cox. Third and 9. Cox unloading. Webb right over his shoulder and into his breadbasket. Boom! 28 yards. .267 yards now. Ball's free. Logan's got it. First turnover of the night as White fumbled it.
Recovery by Logan.
He gained about 4 yards, 5 yards, and then fumbled it. And Logan takes over. Well, Logan put points on the board in their last possession. See what they can do here. Hoff.
A handoff to Hoff.
Picks up a couple. Five carries, 16 yards. I wonder if Mason is hurt because Hoff is, or if they're just giving Hoff some carries. Hoff's been the running back for a lot of this second half. Kirk unloads, overthrows everybody. DeMooney tips it away, or it might have been a pick for Eck.
Sargent.
That one was going right to Eck, and DeMooney jumps up and tips it away. Eck kind of scuffs the ground with his feet as he walks back toward DeMooney. Come on, man. Ridgeline's done a good job of not letting Sargent take the top off this defense. They're not even looking his direction. Pitch and catch on 3rd down and 8. They pick up about 4. And a flag in the backfield is another late hit on Kirk. I think it may be another roughing the passer, yeah. Oh, blow to the head. So on top of the reception, 15 more yards. Sixth penalty on Ridgeline. A lot of 15-yarders. Ball out at the 36-yard line. Looking for Sargent across the middle, and he can't bring it in. He had a step on Webb. That's always one of those, you know, if you're a receiver that they call on to run that crossing route a lot, and you do that a lot and you like it, there's something wrong with you. You can't help but, as you're going in there toward those linebackers, that's like jumping in the water with sharks. Wearing an old Band-Aid, jumping into the water with sharks. Kirk lofts it up there. And a little bit too long for Gage Jensen, and Jensen turns around, he wants a PI. Said that DeMooney was bumping him, which he may very well have been. But not enough to get a flag. 3rd down and 10. 3 of 7 on 3rd downs for Logan. 8 minutes to play in a 45-8 ball game. Ridgeline on top. Took them 2 plays to get into the end zone to start this game, and they've had their foot on the gas pedal ever since. Kirk steps up. Off his back foot, throws, And it's caught by Jensen. Gage Jensen makes the grab, 12 yards. And a first down. 5 catches, 44 yards for Jensen. $146 yards on 16 of 22 for Kirk. But he's thrown 3 picks. Logan's fumbled it once. First and 10 at the 48 on the little delay. Lots of running room. There's Mason. Mason down the sideline, and he steps out at the 10. 42 yards for Mason. 14 carries, 79 yards after that one. Bumped it to the outside and then turned on the Jets. We wondered if he was dinged up or something because we'd seen more of Hoff than Mason offensively here in this second half, but he looked just fine on that carry. Kirk against a 3-man rush underneath and a big hit. Boy, the defender led up just at the last second, or that would have been a train wreck. Incomplete, second down.
Indiana Judd on the coverage.
Second and goal at the 10-yard line. 6 minutes to play in the ball game. Ridgeline in no danger here as they lead by 37 points. Looking for the end zone. He's got it. Touchdown. Is it Jensen? I think it was Kirk to Jensen for 10 yards in the score. They're going to go for 2 again. Here's the pitch to the back of the end zone, and it's picked off. So it's 45-14. We're going to take a break. 5:53 to play in the game. Ridgeline on top.
So, you bought your computer from one of those big box stores, or online, and now it's really slow, or just not working right.
Target acquired.
PCs Unlimited can fix it. Fixing computers is what we do, and we've been doing it for over 20 years. Service, repair, diagnostics, networking, upgrades, system and data recovery, all your computer needs. Our prices are low, and our customer service is the best. You won't get help from the big box or online. Come see the professionals at PCs Unlimited.
Logan finds the end zone again. Kirk to Jensen on a nice throw, but it's still 45-14. Ridgeline on top by 31. They're going to onside it again, and Ridgeline took a pretty good first bounce, and then it popped right to one of the Riverhawks.
Taken by Branson Jones.
Jake Lundeen tosses a 4-yard pass to Caden Stewart. And the Wolves lead Bear River. Green Canyon leads Bear River 27-26 with 8 seconds left in that ball game. Bear River looks like they're going to lose another heartbreaker, maybe, as they came up just short against Logan last week, and Green Canyon's going to get them this week. Cox turns and hands it off to White. White picks up 5. 167 yards on 16 carries for White. Skyview leads 29-0 now, about midway through the fourth quarter. In fact, that one's probably just about over. Ball's on the turf again, picked up on one bounce. It's just like a bounce pass in basketball. And when it's going your way, it's going your way. It ends up being a 40-yard run on what could have been a turnover. Was that Will Ripstein? Yeah, that's who it was. The sophomore fumbles it going through the line. It bounces right back up to him into his hands. There's the pass by Cox. Touchdown. Is it another one to Strat Simmons? It is, that back shoulder throw. Logan is not, or Mount Ridgeline is not taking their foot off the pedal. $12 yards and a touchdown. That's 3 touchdowns now for Cox. And Simmons with 123 yards receiving on 5 catches, 2 touchdowns. There were a bunch of flags after the play. Ridgeline was celebrating quite profusely, and that's probably the call. Ridgeline puts up half 100 plus 2 as they lead 52-14. 4:28 to play in Millville.
Because I know nothing about gardening, but they do, and they're more than happy to coach me through it and tell me what to do, and I'm so excited. My favorite things at Anderson are the flowers and the decorations. I love those, especially at Christmas time.
Ridgeline started this game with a 52-yard run right up the middle. Then 14 yards later, they were in the end zone with another run right up the middle. And they've kept piling on points ever since. 7 touchdowns and a 46-yard field goal in this ball game for Ridgeline as they lead 52-14. And because of the penalty on the touchdown, the celebration penalty, Ridgeline's got to kick it from their own 25-yard line. And I think they've told him to kick it as far as he can. He's kicking into the wind. Let's see. No, he's just going to dink it and dunk it right over the front line. A nasty tackle made out there at the 45-yard line. And a lot of youngsters are going to get some plays. Make sure they got enough players. There they all are. I was going to say they only had about 8 players on the field. Logan handing it off to 2. picks up 5. His first carry of the night.
Alexander 2, the ball carrier.
And we're under 4 minutes to play in the ball game.
Freshman football, remember to meet in the south end zone after the game. Freshman football, meet in the south end zone after the game.
Right now, Ridgeline's sitting at 485 yards of offense. 206 rushing, 279 in the air. They're going to run a little screen out to Sargent. He has to go down to the ground to get it. And he ends up losing 4 yards. Kirk's 18 of 23, 152 yards and a touchdown. And it's 3rd down. Give it to 2 again. He's got himself a first down and more. They're going to say that Sargent pass a moment ago was incomplete, and 2 picks up 7.
Alexander 2, the ball carrier.
So the ball at the Ridgeline 43-yard line, 2.5 to play in the ball game. It's been all Ridgeline, 52-14. Happy homecoming for the Riverhawks. And Logan has to get it together as they face Skyview next week. Uncorking, looking for Sargent. Sargent, touchdown. 43 yards. Right on the money. Sargent had his hands on the defender. The defender fell down. And Ridgeline wants offensive PI, and they're not going to get it. Sargent now 5 catches, 94 yards, and a touchdown, and Kirk's at 199 yards and 2 scores. I'm going to go for 2 again. Been practicing this the whole time. They're going to run a little screen to Sargent, and he walks it in. 2:17 to play in the game. We'll stay right here. Now we'll take a break. All right, we're going to break it. 52-20.
Nobody does bacon like Wendy's. And now, we're bringing you the Big Bacon Classic. Made with fresh, never frozen beef, topped with hot and crispy bacon. So if you're not getting your bacon cheeseburger from Wendy's, what are you getting? If you want bacon done right, we got you with the Big Bacon Classic. What are you waiting for?
They put the points on the wrong side of the scoreboard, and I looked at it as we're going out to break, and I gave you the wrong score. It's 52-22. Here comes another onside kick. And Ridgeline gets it again. Late flag comes flying in. And now we got some shenanigans. And get all the tough guys back onto the sideline. See as they sort this out where they assess blame, if they spread it equally or find one side the more egregious offender. Jackson Olson will be the quarterback. I'll shout out to him, he's my nephew. It's about time we had somebody in the family that was as good an athlete as I was. The older I get, the better I was. Next year, I'll be old enough that I was good enough to be in the NFL. 2:16 to play in the game. We're sorting out a bunch of penalties on the onside kick. There's one against Logan. And that's where they're calling it. They're calling it against Logan. They don't ring up Ridgeline, they give it to Logan. And they need a ball. Now they've got it. Let's see if they let Olson sling it or if he just gets to hand it off. It's hard to tell what Travis Cox is going to do. He's pretty aggressive. Oh, he's going to take a knee.
Olson takes a knee.
And the sideline's like, why'd you take a knee? Logan's going to call a timeout. And Olson's getting an earful. Remember when I said I was related to him? Never mind. 1:59 on the clock. 52-22. As it's all over but the crying here. He in Millville. Skyview beats Mountain Crest 29-0. That one's a final. Green Canyon went ahead of Bear River with just seconds to play in that game by 2. And Green Canyon ends up winning that one 27-26. Well, this is the last Valley game going. Now we've got 2 officials over here talking to their Ridgeline sideline. Not sure what they're talking about. They're talking to Coach Cox. And 2nd and 14. Olson's going to turn and hand it. Gives it to Ripstein. He picked up 4 yards with that carry, and he's averaging 22 yards a carry. He had a 40-yarder and a 4-yarder. Logan calls another timeout with a 1:43 to play in a 30-point ball game. So Skyview stays on top in the region, and now they're up there all alone as they move to 3-0 in region play. Ridgeline right behind them at 2-1. Logan will be 2-1. Bear River and Mountain Crest bring up the rear. We talked about that RPI, and Skyview will probably stay on top. Ridgeline, they're in the top 3. Logan probably won't drop much, if any. 3rd and 10 for Ridgeline. They're going to hand it off to Ripstein again, and he's going to bounce off tackle to their left side. And
Ripstein, the ball carrier.
Ripstein picks up 7. So it's 4th down. Logan's going to take their last timeout. With all the scoring in this game and 10+ penalties, it makes for a long football game, even with a running clock in the second half. They're going to keep scoring. That's about the only time they stop the clock in a running clock type of game is after a score. And Ridgeline's done plenty of scoring. 52 points tonight. It's 4th down and about 4 with 1:31 to play in the ball game. I think Ridgeline would like to get a 1st down here and then just take their ball and go home. Well, they're already home. Olson's going to keep it, looking for the edge. Here comes Here comes Sargent. Man, Sargent came up fast. And there was nothing Olsen could do. He tried to stiff arm him and cut back inside. And Jalen Sargent said, yeah, nothing doing. They were trying to get Olsen out to the edge and get that 4 yards for him. And Jalen Sargent sniffed that out. And you're not going to outrun Jalen Sargent. Kirk back on the field. Kirk the far sidelines and through the hands of Gage Jensen. As we're under a minute now to play in the ball game. Kirk uncorks another one to Sargent. Sargent, it was a pass behind on that kind of comeback. And the defender was right there and Sargent couldn't come up with it. And the sideline was pretty happy for that defender who played it pretty well. Siem Abai. Over the middle to Trujillo, he dropped it. I don't know if the officials could see it. And that should be the end of the ball game, and it is. Happy homecoming for the Ridgeline Riverhawks as they pile up close to 500 yards of offense and beat Logan 52-22 on the game of the week. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time on the Valley Channel. The Game of the Week on the Valley Channel is brought to you by Icon Health and Fitness, changing lives with fitness innovation. Wendy's of Cache Valley, it's way better than fast food, it's Wendy's. Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology, bring back what you have been missing. Palmer Home Furnishings, our low overhead means higher quality at lower prices. Aspen Dental, get that gorgeous smile you've always wanted. Custom Fence Company, privacy, security, peace of mind. Anderson Seed and Garden, growing better gardeners. The Logo Shop, we logo stuff, all kinds of stuff. KSM means music, music is all we do. The Factory Pizzeria, we're open late after the game. And the Valley Channel, Cache Valley's TV station for over 30 years.
The Factory, very much a Cache Valley institution, and we're still glad that you're around after all these years.
Yeah, you know, I've been here for a long time, and I'm still happy to be here. And hopefully we don't change anything. People like what we do, and that's a good thing, because we've been have a good response for the Cache Valley people. I never thought I had that many people or persons or friends or whatever you want to call it. They're good people. They've been showing me they care for me and the factory, and I'm here to take care of what I needed. And if I do something wrong, I appreciate it when they let me know so I can fix it or do something about it to make it the best we can out of the factory.
So of course now at the moment they've got a super deal on here. It's free nachos when you order a large pizza. But they have to mention that they've seen it on the Valley Channel, right?
That's correct, because you know a lot of people, they don't have many packages of TV or whatever. So we want to support those people. They've been watching you guys and they supported me, and I like it when they come and mention, say, you know, we saw you out in the TV. It made me happy. People still remember the factory, and we want to do to appreciate those persons. We're here for them.
Well, you're always very appreciative because you're always giving things away, and good deals like this. But of course, it's not just nachos and it's not just pizza. Tell us some of the other things that are on your menu.
Oh, we have really good sandwiches, we have pastas too, and we have desserts. We just mix it up a little bit what we can think we can do good, and people been responding really well. And I want to do a special offer for like Tuesday night. Yeah. We want to do Halloween special from 5 to 6, only 1 hour, 50 cents Halloween. It's a Tuesday, every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday. Well, you can't say fairer than that, can you? Tell us where you are and how people can find you.
Yeah, we are located in 119 South Main in the basement, and we'd be happy to serve you anytime you come, and call us for all your parties or events. We can do pizza parties or sandwiches, those 6-7 foot long sandwiches. We're well to make it for them.
Lots and lots of nachos, because they're darn good. Thank you so much, Fernando.
Thank you, and I appreciate you guys for all the support you do in the Cache Valley, and all those people, my friends. They're not my customers. I consider my friends these days. Thank you.
Thank you.